About your childhood.
About my childhood, yeah, it was a lovely one. I was in India, and I was brought up in a metro called Chennai, which is down south, and it was really a lot of fun and activities, and there was not much things to worry about because your everything is taken care by your parents, and I did not have any trouble with. Growing up with different age groups, because in my near my household there were like literally from junior level to higher secondary level, they were all these people were there, so age was not a barrier at that time. We enjoyed
Right,
a lot. Yeah,
right,
very
right.
much.
That's good. That's good. So, looking at what you've just explained to me, was there, any bad part of your childhood, or everything was just all going very well?
I had some, but I don't want to get back to that. But yeah, I just come out of it, so I
Yeah.
don't
Okay.
even think about it now.
All
It
right.
was it
Okay.
was just a short time, like between 8 and 11. So I came out of it, and I'm fine now.
All right. Okay. 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 So I guess you did. You went to university.
Yeah.
And what did you study at university, and at what level?
Um. Basically, in India, it is like after year 12, it's like we do 12 years of school, and after
Mhm.
which we get into the college level. At that time, I had no clue of what I'm going to do. It was my choice made by my dad. Like he wanted me to do basic undergraduation in mathematics, and
Mm.
yeah, that's where I started. And on my free time, he wanted me to get learning about computers. So that's
Mm.
where it all started. And after I finished that, I realized myself like where I should be, and then I made a choice with, of course, with my dad's input. I did a master's in computer application, so
Mhm.
that's how it was channeled. Basically, it was my dad who always does the research and all the stuff. What would be suiting me, and where is the opportunity to go and get things. So he did
Yeah.
all the heavy lifting, and I just wanted to. I
You're,
go by the flow.
you're just fitting in yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, right. 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 So now you did your undergrad in mathematics, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. But don't
And
ask me.
then you specialized in the computing
Yeah,
at master's level.
yeah.
Okay, so if you can take me briefly, how did you come to do what you're doing at the moment in your profession as a developer?
Oh yeah, that is an interesting story because I was not intended to start my career as a developer because my grades were not great after when I finished my masters. So
Mm.
I ended up in a support job as a support engineer for Linux, and
Mm-hmm.
it was like I was not sure whether how long I would sustain in that. After
Yeah.
which I got into technical support for softwares and installation and all the stuff.
Mm.
Basically, it was like typically a support center for US based company. So I used to work in the night shifts, and
Mm.
it's a various shifts, night shifts, and all the daytimes. Everything it used to be there. But
Mm.
later I realized like this is not going to take me anywhere, and I wanted to drive my career myself. So I got into software testing, which was the
Mm-hmm.
initial point of entry into the whole IT world.
Yeah.
And software testing, I was there, I was successful, and until one point I realized you cannot just survive on manual testing. So that is the point I had to move to the next level, which is automation. And basically, I am a computer graduate, so
Mm.
learning a language or something like that was not a challenge for me. It was
Yeah.
like an easy way of understanding things. So I got into automation testing, and
Mm.
finally I ended up learning other things as well. You just can't be a testing guy in a production environment. You need to do everything. Like you need to understand what is going on, the logs, what is happening in the background, everything. So I
Mm-hmm.
started learning, picking bits and pieces there, and yeah, I could say I am at level 1 of SDET, which you say software developer in test.
Right.
So
Okay.
that's how I landed here. It's always the challenges that led me to the next level.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. So, what are your current responsibilities in your role?
Yeah, my current responsibilities would include basically quality assurance of a software and usability of a software.
Mm.
Uh, I would be involved in the initial, right from the initial stages, including how it should be designed, what kind of design should be applicable for a desktop version of it or a mobile version of it. What are
Yeah.
the APIs that would be involved? What is happening basically in the background, and how it should be tested,
Mm.
and what user conditions should be available, and all the stuff until the end of the delivery point where it is released to the customer. The first cut is released to the customer, and when they come up
Mm.
with issues, how to overcome that, what bugs need to be fixed, and how they are to be prioritized for the next
Mm.
release. Those kind of things I take care of.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's good. Brilliant. So now looking at with these responsibilities that you have been carrying out a few, what are the major changes that you have been faced with over the last couple of years?
Major challenges you asked, right?
Yeah, the major changes actually.
Changes, okay.
Yeah.
Uh, Changes, I would mean a lot of things have changed, right? From design perspective. Earlier, it used to be like the designs as a lot of people were in a waterfall model of design,
Mm-hmm.
when you design it, you approve it, and the developer works on it, and we test, and then we deliver. But
Mm.
now most of the things have moved towards the agile
Yeah,
method.
yeah, right. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
wherein in any time you can expect a change, or there is a slight variation, and things can be changed as and how the customer actually wants it. So there is
Mm.
a lot of control for business to
Yeah.
interact with the product. So
Mm.
that gives them more confidence even before the product is released to the customer.
Right. Right, right, right.
Yeah, that's a big shift I've seen in this softwares.
Yeah. Okay. So, any challenges regarding the current, changes that you have seen, particularly in Agile? Maybe when you talk about Agile, do you have any, have you faced any challenges so far?
There are challenges as well. So as I said, since this is not a waterfall model, you can get any change request anytime. You might get a different thing which you would not be expecting for the particular sprint. Sometimes you need to revise the entire script that you have already written for that sprint and come up
Mm.
with a new one. So these are the challenges when we need to be adaptable for that. That's how the agile team works. You should be ready for any changes.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. So, looking at you, you have been, a very successful a developer or engineer. Looking at what what you have achieved so far, yeah, your undergrad in maths and then computing, and now you have this job, and what you're doing at the moment. So, what are you proud? What are your proudest moments in as far as you're concerned in your career so far?
Yeah, I have a couple of them, and the latest one I could share with you is with First Direct,
Mm,
and which one was the release of the products. So the first time when they are going for a mobile version of the application, it was
mm,
when the test was completed with all the live applications on all devices, including
mm,
iOS and on Android, which gave
yeah,
uh, a lot of confidence to the business team and to
mm,
the stakeholders as well. That
yeah,
made me very proud, that because most of the time the testers are behind the scenes and you don't get much of the appreciation, but here in
mm,
this one, we were right when the product was released, and starting from the design until the product is released, we were there in every part of the process, and we
mm,
made sure that we can give our best. So it helped us to gain the confidence of the business team as well. That made
right.
me very proud.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right. Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. So, who has been the biggest influence on your life, and what lesson can you or did you get from that person, or what did you learn from that person?
Oh, good question. I would honestly say there is not any one person who has been a biggest influence. I
Yeah.
would say it is not a person actually. It is more of failures and circumstances. They have been
Mm-hmm.
a bigger influence in my life because once you fail on something, it's when you realize, oh, I should have done this much more better way. How efficient it could have been done. So
Mm-hmm.
those failures taught me more lessons than actual people or there any person could have actually done it to you.
Mm-hmm.
When you feel the pain when you have missed the train just by 5 minutes, you could have added some more efforts to catch it, and you would have already been in the train or something. So those kind of things added a lot of influence rather than the actual people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And obviously, your dad, who channeled you to where you are now, I think he could have had a very good influence on me.
Yeah, that since it's been a long time that I had interacted with him with this respect because he used to say one word in my local language, which is like I would like to quote, but I'm not sure if you could understand. தெய்வத்திலாகாதெனினும் முயற்சிதன் மெய்வருத்த கூலி தரும். It means literally,
Mm,
even if you pray and you can't get it, even if you pray to the god and if you can't get it, but
mm,
you how many ever time you try, how many ever time you put your efforts, it will definitely give you a result. He
mm,
says like your efforts make a lot of difference.
mhm, mhm.
Even if you can't get it something through prayer, you put a lot of efforts completely into it, you'll get it. I
Mhm.
feel that is a good thing that I have learned from my dad. Now I
Right.
feel it completely. Yes, it is true. Even
Yeah.
if you can't get something, you just keep trying, keep trying, keep trying, you get it finally.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And so, who was your greatest mentor so far?
Mentor, again, I said, like
Yeah.
it's same as the earlier question. It's
You
no
go
one
ahead.
is a mentor. It's the circumstances that drive me. Because at one point when I was with this support jobs, when the customers from US, they give us a call about any
Mm,
issues on their network or on the software that they have installed and things like that. I felt at one point I need to move to the next level. It is the
mm,
circumstance that drives me. So I
right.
got into the testing. And after in testing, spending like 4 years, I felt like I need to move to the next level. The circumstance drives me into the next level. Every
Right.
time it's like staying behind me. Okay, take this direction, take that direction, because it will push you. Ultimately,
Mm.
it's only two options: either you are in the driver's seat or someone is driving you.
Driving you.
For
Yeah.
me, for me, it's always the circumstance that drives me around.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really, yeah. I mean, the lessons, challenges in life actually makes you think deeper, and
Yeah.
it helps you to come out with new, ways of actually
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
resolving the problems, and also, how to propel yourself, to the next level of your success.
Yes. Yeah. I would agree with that.
Yeah. Okay. So, what are the most important lessons you have learned so far in life?
Oh, yes. The most important life is never be comfortable,
Mm,
or no, don't make yourself comfortable in one place for a long time, because
mm,
you can never progress from that place.
yeah.
I think there is one Rumi verse which says, "Run away from
Mm,
comfort," because when you feel comfortable, you will not have the itch to move to the next level or to see what is beyond that.
mm,
Always keep be on your toes. Just be
mhm.
ready to take the next thing.
Right. Okay. Where do you find that verse you mentioned?
Sorry.
You said there's a verse which says never make yourself comfortable.
Rumi.
Quote. Is it just a quote, or you mentioned quoted
It,
you?
it's one of the Rumi's quotes. I'm not sure if it is
Oh,
the exact one.
oh yeah. All right. Okay. 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 I
Yeah.
get you. I get you. Okay. So now, when in life have you actually felt alone?
Alone. Yeah. That is. I don't know. You know what? This is more specific to places.
Mm,
Sometimes I might be alone at the home, like even my kid or my wife would have gone out for shopping or something, and I
mm,
would not feel alone at all because I'll have my wine, I'll cook something, I'll have my books, I'll read something, and I'll be around myself.
Mm.
Also, there are times when I'm surrounded with people. When I go out with some people and there's a party and everybody is chattering, I'll
Mm.
feel lonely at that place sometimes. It's more of a perspective how you feel about it. So
Yeah.
being alone is like it's like that's the kind of thing I've felt like. So I've never felt lonely, kind of where I
Mm.
felt the self pity thing. Why is this?
Yeah.
Happening? Why am I like this in this situation? No, I've not given that space because I think it's got something to do with my age. So at this point in life, I just want to be left alone. If I have a glass of wine and something to cook and something to read, I'll be
Yeah.
more happy than yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So do you like traveling, and which are the most the best places you have visited?
Oh yes, yes. I like traveling, but the irony is that I have not traveled much. If you
Mm.
ask me, my passport only has stamping of United Kingdom and no other country, honestly, except for we do the a bus tour of Europe, but it
Mm.
was just like 3 days, and we covered so many places I don't even remember them now. But
Right.
the first place I would say that comes to me when I talk about travel is in India. It's
Mhm. Okay. 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 Right. So, thank you so much, Stalin, for accepting to be part of our program today at Zunda Channel, where we interview professionals in various sectors.
It's a group of islands called Andaman and Nicobar.
Mhm.
The reason why I like that place so much, it is you can't access all the places in the island. It
Right.
is very much restricted because they have three specific tribes who live there, and
Mhm.
only one of the tribes are exposed to the other outer world, like the civilized world. The other two tribes, they are still not exposed to the civilized world, so you can't access much of the places. So you can
Yeah.
understand how pristine would be those places. The forest, the tree, the height of those trees, they're
Mm.
really fascinating. The beaches, you can't step down into their beaches because you will be greeted with bows and arrows. When the great tsunami happens,
Mm.
the government of India was trying to give them food and drop packets and all the stuff, but the helicopters could not go down to that level because they were shooting with those bows and arrows.
Ooh.
So it is still a part where they are endangered. They're kind of endangered tribes, so they
Right.
don't want to be disturbed. So that's a place I like more because it is still as in what it was in old ages. So
Right.
that
Right.
that would be the place I love most on earth.
Right. Mm.
Maybe there are other places like that I don't know, but since I wasn't near that place, I know
Mm.
that. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So if you could hold on to some of your memory in life, what could that be?
Oh yes, my memories, as I said, it'll be my school days because there was no worries. You don't have much things to worry about.
Mm.
Your food.
All your fees were paid for. Your food was bought.
Yes, your food is
Oh.
taken care, your shelter is taken care. You
Mm.
don't worry about anything. There's a person. You always have an ATM next to you. You know,
Mm.
you go to your dad, you go to your mom. I want this, I want that. You don't come. There's one point like growing out of that life,
Yeah.
after that you need to think about everything like after this 15, 16 years, you
Yeah.
start thinking about, should I ask dad for this, should I ask mom for that, or should I myself try to work and get things out.
Yeah.
Before this was not even there, at least until the age of 13 it was not even there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. So, when you look at your success, do you associate yourself with a religion or spiritual practices, or your success has just been mainly because you are Stalin and you've got your own engine that drives you to your success?
Yeah, I get your question, but the thing is like
Mm,
it's not because it's Stalin. It's because I don't know how much effort that you put into anything, you can
mm,
succeed. Like I've been in this stream for almost like 13 years finished now. I
mm,
every time you make a mistake, you realize you mentor yourself, you evolve out of every mistakes, and
yeah.
that's what has taken me. And
Mm,
all and behind all the thing is like effort is what everything is like. Even if I feel successful, even if I had a failure,
mm,
I wouldn't take it like oh, is it just because of Stalin it has failed, or I don't believe in anything. I don't. Some people have that thing, right? When they have a failure, they blame on God. When they have a success, they take it by it's me because of me. No, it's your failure. It's your success is always based on how much effort or input that you have given for it.
mm. Okay. So looking at your answer, with the previous question, do you believe in God or in any religion at all?
No, I don't believe in any religion, specifically
Mm,
no religions, because I've seen a lot of things happen in the name of religion,
mm,
especially from the place where I come from. There are a lot of fight or riots and clashes that has happened. So
mm,
that has made me like think that I'm not into religion, but
mm.
that made me the next thing. I'm not specific to any gods. There are so many gods in this world, you can't count them, honestly. But I feel like I'm more connected to the universe, like universe in the sense I feel whenever I go to a place like which is more of natural things rather than you know you get a feel, you get a
Mm,
vibe on yourself. Oh my
mm,
God, this is such a lovely place. How
mm.
is I feel more connected with nature.
Right.
I feel like nature is the one thing that created us, and we should not kill that. So
Mm,
nature is everything for me. Even if I fail, or even if I succeed, it's all driven by the force of nature, or some people call it the universe,
yeah.
or those kind of things. I would feel I don't say that as a god, but I have
Mhm,
that feel always with me. I have the vibe with me.
mm.
Yeah.
Right, right. Okay, okay. So, how do you imagine your life could have been if you didn't actually pursue your profession that you're doing as at that moment?
Oh my God.
Mhm,
Honestly, I would have been a political activist. That's because during my student days, I was one. Uh,
mhm,
it came from my dad. Basically, he was into union, which is
mhm.
how do you say trade union? Yeah,
Yeah,
they call it trade union, right? Yeah, he
yeah,
was in
yeah.
trade union, and those political activism, I gained it from him.
Mhm.
So you can ask me about any political question that is happening around the globe. I can answer you because it's always somewhere somewhere in my mind it'll always be there. So if not in this job, I would have been a political activist somewhere. That's it.
You don't appear political, but I'm
Yeah,
surprised that you're giving me this type of answers.
yeah, it's there because you when you come to work, you don't get much. You don't know what kind of people you're talking with, and you can't express your political point to them.
Mm.
That would I don't know. I'm not sure about that. So I've not expressed it to you maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, the few times we've interacted, you have not actually indicated that you've got a political inclination. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it is basically there is only anywhere around the world you go, there is only two kind of politics. One is oppressed and the other one is oppressor.
mhm,
Anywhere, any point of the world you go, there is one oppressor and one oppressed. I
yeah,
always wanted to be on the side of the oppressed people. Voice of the voiceless is what we
yeah,
always say that.
yeah. Okay, okay, that's
Yeah,
good. That's good. At least speak on behalf of the voiceless.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, how do you want to be remembered, Stalin? When Stalin is gone, and
Yeah.
people are gathering now and saying no, all sorts of things. How do you want people to be talking about you?
No, don't talk anything about me. No, I don't want to be remembered because it's a. I feel this is a journey. You can't like keep a legacy behind. I'm not that big, for example.
Mm,
To be honest, I don't. We don't have any big family like the family pictures that you have behind you in the wall.
mm,
There's just only one, and that too, my wife insisted so much that we should have a family picture because we need to, as we grow old, we should see those things and we should keep in mind how we were. I don't.
yeah.
I said like, no, I'm not going to be in the. To be honest, I don't. We don't have any big family like the family pictures that you have behind you in the wall.
Mm,
There's just only one, and that too, my wife insisted so much that we should have a family picture because we need to, as we grow old, we should see those things and we should keep in mind how we were. I don't.
yeah.
I said like, no, I'm not going to be in there, but she made it like I'm like there is one no American Red Indians culture or custom
Yeah.
where as they grow old they don't stay with their family. As at one point of time when they feel they have to leave this place, they have to leave this world,
Right.
they go up a mountain or they go into a forest, they stay alone, they avoid death, and they get back to nature where they came from. So
Ah.
that is their culture. I don't say I would be doing that. But yeah, we all came here for just a short time. Like 50 years is not a big deal, 60 years, 80 years is not a big deal.
Yeah.
The world has been like thousands of years and we are just a fraction of second maybe.
Mm, mm.
And if they wanted to talk about me, just better they talk before I die. After I die.
So you don't want them to be talking about you when you're gone.
No, and I don't expect them to do it because they have a lot of business to take care of their own. No one
Yeah.
will be talking about us.
I like that. Right. Okay. So, do you have any regrets in life so far?
Yeah,
Yeah. From where you have come from. Do you have any regrets?
I have lots of regrets, but I don't have the time to go through each one of them, so I don't go through them.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, regrets are nothing but you can't change anything.
Exactly.
We
Yeah.
just accept them,
Mm,
and how we can correct it is like you cannot do anything on your life, but you can guide your kids. Like it's all the experiences that you have gathered, whether I'm from India or Australia or UK. Life
mhm.
experiences for a human being, it's almost going to be the same. The
The
challenges
same.
are
Yeah.
almost going to
Right.
be the same.
Exactly. Exactly.
So rather than regrets, I would say I would guide them. Like I even now I will tell my daughter this is exactly what I did in my school. My mom used to say this. I never listened to her. Now I
Mm,
feel I should have listened to her. So that's why I'm telling you this. And she
mm.
never listens anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Stalin, if you are to give an advice to a young person who is just trying to begin in this career,
Mhm.
what would that be?
Yeah. The
A particular an inside, inside advice, since you have been, a developer, a very good developer. So, what could that advice be to a beginner?
it would be basically to uh, do one thing at a time.
Mm,
Don't be amazed by the size of IT or the size of code or the grandeur of things. Just take
mm,
one piece at a time. Make
mhm,
yourself a master of it. Try to add one by one. If you learned something this week,
mhm,
add one more layer to it, and add one. Every time you learn it, you master it. You
mm,
know how you wanted to know how you mastered it.
mhm.
One technique is like if you have mastered it, you can explain it to any XYZ person who doesn't know about the topic in a
Yeah.
very simple language.
Mm,
Once you can explain any other person in a very simple language, it means that you already mastered it.
right. Right.
So when you can't build everything in one day, but you can take one thing at a time,
Mm,
do it very thoroughly, master it, and then go for the next level. So you don't feel the pressure of taking everything at once.
mhm.
That's what I'd feel I could give them.
Right. Okay. Okay. So, do you have any passion, and how did you get to your passion?
That's an interesting question again.
Mm,
Talking about passion, like, you know, I come from a country where everything is like education. You need to read, you need to go, you need to get settled, you need to get into a job. So
Mm,
passion is something I've never had in my past. But
mm,
after getting into a job, like after I start my own income and after I see the world around, I've felt like I should have tried a lot. But recently, I have tried so many things. Like I have tried, along with my daughter, of course. She went for guitar classes, so I thought I would give it a try. I liked it. I wouldn't say it is my outright passion, but I've started learning it a little bit.
right.
And there's been photography, like which I have had long back, on and off,
Mm,
which I'm trying to polish myself more. I wouldn't say I'm a star photographer, but I don't make the basic errors which I have
yeah.
come out of.
Yeah.
So those things, and of course, the ever living passion in me is dance. Uh,
Mm,
Dance is something I would love to, because you come from India. You know, dance and music are part of our life. And when I
yeah.
was in Leeds as well, I had the opportunity to get myself enrolled with a street dance learning group.
Right.
So that keeps you like alive, more lively than just going to office, coming back, doing your daily chores and routines. These
Mm,
things will take me off, get myself
mm,
geared for something next week,
mm.
kind of thing, and bring me back to life.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's good. That's good.
Hmm.
That's good. Good to know that you like dancing.
Yeah, I do. I do.
Yeah. Okay. So, Stalin, what has been your happiest time in your adult life so far, and why?
Happiest time in adult life, like I read books which are not just related with your career or with your computers and all this stuff. I read a lot of different authors and kind of thing, which I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't do it in my recent times. But
Yeah.
I stayed away from my family in Leeds. That gave me an opportunity to try different authors.
Mm,
Kafka is one whom I tried recently. I
mm,
like his way of interpreting the characters and how uh, they are just normal living beings, and how it is being interpreted, how they reflect. Even though this story which I've read last time
mm,
was written like some 150 years back, kind of the time of the story is in that time, but the
yeah.
characters you can still relate to, the
Mm,
ones which you are seeing day to day.
mm, mm,
So that's something I like more, and those are the times that I love more. When you are out of this world, it's just like some people say, I wanted to become an Alice in Wonderland. So
mm.
something like that. When you get into a book or into a novel, you get to see, like it's just like you're an invisible man in that room. You're seeing the characters, you're seeing the drama, everything is happening, and you
Yeah.
just watch them.
Yeah.
That is something that I like, and I've recently experienced that much.
Right. Okay. Okay. So, on a scale of 0 to 10, how weird do you think you are?
How weird. I would say
Yeah.
100. Yeah, not really. Like I would sometimes I'm like really weird. Like when people always go on the straight line. I'm not going with the normal crowd. That is something I would say I'm weird about. And,
Hmm.
and yeah, I would say 10 out of 10, because I my thoughts you wouldn't think like sometimes I used to say to my wife, like, I'm going to live in this family only until I'm 45. And she,
Mm,
what after that? After that, I'm going on my another life. Another life? What do you mean another life? I would go again on a road trip. I'll work somewhere, not in an IT. I'll travel. I will do all the weird things. And yeah, it's just like if you start thinking that way, you'll end up in lot of thoughts.
mm.
And any sane person who's listening to the conversation would say, like, oh my god, this guy is so stupid. Yeah, but that's how it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So now, Stalin, if you had to give your final advice to the young people getting into the profession, any final words that you would want to to give?
Yeah, I could. The first thing is, now you need to be confident. Like,
Yeah.
there's no one who's going to do your role. It's just
Hmm.
going to be you. You are there for yourself. No one is going to fend for yourself. And
Yeah.
and you should be confident and don't take too many steps at one time.
Right.
Take one and one step at each time. And
Mm-hmm.
other thing is like don't be afraid of failures. Yeah, you might fail. You are not born to do that. No one is born to do a particular thing. It's all how you take it, how much you practice it, how much effort you put into it.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
I would have never imagined I would be a developer. Like if you had seen me 10 years before, you would never believe that I'm a developer now. So
Right.
it's all in your efforts. You change yourself, you evolve yourself, you learn a lot. But if
Mm-hmm.
you know what you're going to do, just be confident, stick to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. There you are. That's Staren Diwari, a very good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm happy that finally we have come to the end of our interview,
Oh
and
yeah.
finally we managed to find time together.
Hmm.
So thank you very much, Stalin, for coming to our program today.